trap. Oh, that didn't kill you? My bad. There we go.
Put down your brown bags, stop the tanks, and adjust your mock drafts. This team is not dead. If you're mad after a win, I can't help you, and neither could the Cowboys. They came out of the bye, looked a lot sharper on offense, and went on the road and beat the Vikings. The offense in no way is high octane, but it is sufficient. And how so many things change, so many things stay the same, namely the defense, with big plays in the secondary and blown leads. So as always, I'm going to talk about who carried us to a win and who needs to carry the bags back to the airplane. Before I get into it, if you haven't liked this video, make sure to hit that like and sub button. Let's get to it. This hit here, that's a tone setter. Dalvin Cook is easily one of the most physical runners in all of football, but hearing this hit live and watching a guy like him get folded backwards, that's some kind of striking power, and that's something we haven't seen in Dallas in a long time. Wilson for so long has been the guy the fans want to see. In the last few weeks, he's cashing in those chips, forcing fumbles, laying heads backwards, and giving the secondary a much-needed attitude. And yes, he did have one slip-up, but that's now 3 forced fumbles in the last 3 weeks. Donovan Wilson, damn, that's how you man up. After a win like this, there's not much to not like, but a big drop in otherwise good game by the offense, and now you're a man down. Gallup is much better than this, and he has been this season. And for some, he's not much more than a bargaining chip, and for others, icing on the cake. With that mistake, he's not helping either case, so I'll keep it short and simple. But Gallup, you have to be better, and you man down. Zeke Elliott. He's the guy with the red dot on his chest and the topic of conversation when it comes to the team's finances, which is perfectly fair. Jerry Jones said earlier this week that he was the team's best player. That's not even debatable. He's not. But it was an indicator that he'd be heavily focused on, and that held true, with over 20 carries and having a well-designed screen for him that went for a touchdown. For better or worse, the money is what the money is. And today was a long way away from his worst games. He ran through the hole with some burst, he ran through arm tackles, and most important, he protected the ball. I've seen his worst, but I hope that's not his best. Ezekiel Elliott, you manned up. I couldn't pick just one. I thought both guys were pretty bad. And you can even toss in Reggie Robinson if you want. But the 2 more veteran corners were getting caught up the whole game, losing their guy at the top of the route, not playing the ball in the air, and just in general, giving up huge chunks of yards. You can argue the impact of Byron Jones all you want, but they can really use somebody that limits big plays and takes away half the field. I'm not sure they'll be better against Terry McLaurin on Thursday, but Cheeto and Anthony Brown, you gotta come better than this. And let's see it. You man down. There's a lot of ways I can go with this last one. I thought Antoine Woods got pressure and stood out. DeMarcus Lawrence gets better and better. And Zach Martin, the right tackle, looked great. But this last spot will go to Andy Dalton. And I'll speak for myself, but I know a lot of other Cowboys fans weren't happy he was starting over Garrett Gilbert. But Dalton managed the game the way he was supposed to. Yes, there will be turnovers, and he'll make bad choices. But I've already made peace with that. That's who he is. But to ask him for another game-winning drive, on the road, then execute it perfectly, and then hit this throw on 4th down to Amari Cooper, it's nothing small. It's all there for him, with the receivers, a good tight end, and 2 good backs. All he has to do is keep spreading the ball around. So, let's see what happens next. But Andy Dalton, you manned up. The funny thing is, halfway through the game, he was on his way to a man up. The defense got pressure, they looked energized, but as the game went on, something stood out. How many times did the Vikings, on 2nd and long, or 3rd and long, bail themselves out? That's because no one got complacent and decided to play coverages and drop in zones with the Vikings way behind the chains. Kirk Cousins had just 8 incompletions, and at one point was 21 of 24, at 87%. I know that's not everything, but he was way too comfortable, and as usual, they blew a lead. At one point the blitz was getting close, then Nolan just relaxed. The game he called, and the game played by Cheeto and Brown, they go hand in hand. But players play, and coaches coach. But neither were good. Coach Nolan, you man down. For now, the Tank Army will have to wait. With each team in the division with 3 wins, you better believe they're still trying to win games. And hey, I'm down for that ride either way, and a lot more fun to make these videos after a W. A short week with the game on Thursday, and hate it or love it, if they win, they'll be in first place. Didn't seem possible a few weeks ago, but everything is still on the table. Thank all of you guys for watching, and as always, Cowboys up. Peace.